Welcome back, man. Coach says you've put on some muscle. What would you say is the biggest difference in Donovan Dent right now than what fans saw in March?
I mean, just more of a leadership role for sure. Body wise, I've definitely added a couple of pounds on the weight. Just playing more confident, really.
Is there anything on the court that we're going to see that looks any different? Is anything in your game that you've either added or expanded on?
I mean, of course, my jump shot, that was my biggest, what I would say my weakness last year, so of course that. And then just being a leader on the court.
And then the big question about from first 3 years under Patino to now is the two guys that were here for 3 years and are gone. What void do they leave that you can fill, and maybe why? What will you miss most, I guess, about those two guys being on this team?
I mean, those two guys on the team took a lot of pressure off me, of course, because there's a lot of focus on them, a lot of focus on me. So I guess this year is just more so being like, I guess the main focus point for people's defense and to be ready to adjust to that.
Donovan, I was talking to Coach about you guys, how you guys finished. Like you won a Mountain West title, you got to the NCAA tournament, and the guys who are coming back, you've been here, so I would have figured that would be extra motivation to, like, hey man, let's take it further than that this coming up season. How much does it help that you guys had that experience going into this year?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, there's only a few returners from last year's team, so I guess it's a whole new team in a way you could say. So they haven't quite experienced that, so I kind of want to take them to that area. And I think we're all just excited to get there.
What do you like about your new teammates? And I mean, it's a whole, like, we're in the day of the transfer portal, so it's a different cast of guys now. What do you like about it, and is the sky the limit?
100%. I mean, the best thing about this team right here is that we all get along outside of the court. Like, everyone could be good inside the court, have chemistry on the court, but our outside of the court chemistry has been great so far, so I'm really excited to see where that can take us.
Yeah, life is different now than when you first got here as a high school kid. Like, aside from the fact that the team's winning and the fans are coming back, there's the transfer portal, there's NIL. I mean, how different is your life right now as opposed to the first time you stepped foot on this campus?
I mean, it's a whole different atmosphere now. I've got a couple years underneath my feet, so a lot of people know me around this area. I mean, compared to my freshman year now, it's been a big change, a very big one.
Yeah, can you go anywhere in town where people don't know who you are?
Not really. I'm not complaining about it. Love it. Love all the people that support us. So, I mean, it's been great.
Well, what are your thoughts on conference realignment? Because it seems like every day the news is different.
I mean, a lot of stuff's coming out. I can't really touch too much on that because we don't know too much about it. Just focus on what we have going on this year and just go from there.
Donovan, what is it? I asked Coach Patino this very thing. What is it you're most excited about, number one? And also coming into this year, it's much different than when you were the first 2 years. I mean, House is gone, the guys are gone. And, I hate to say it's a team sport, obviously, but you have more of a target on you. And how do you up your game more and improve more?
I mean, I'm excited for this year. I think I'm excited to take that leadership role, I guess, in a way you could say, because, I mean, last years I was underneath their belt. They're my older veterans, all that. I'm excited to lead my young guys this year, see where we could go from there. And I'm pretty excited to play in the Garden, can't lie.
Donnie, you mentioned the leadership role. Is that something you enjoy where all eyes in practice are kind of looking at you?
Yeah, I mean, that's where you play it for. I feel like you want to have all that attention in a way. Coach P's been harping to me, I got to take that big step into the leadership role, so I'm just harping on doing that.
All right, this time of year, what fans want to know most about is the new guys, right? And I'm curious who you saw over the summer that maybe surprised you, or if there's one guy you kind of have to single out. I know as the team leader, maybe that's not what you like doing, but if there's one guy that surprised you or fans are going to be most surprised by, who is it and what is it about them?
I think every single one of our new players is phenomenal. Like, we've all been playing great in practice. I will give a shout out to my younger guard, Cade. He's been doing great in practice underneath me and all that. He's been doing great.
After putting up with having to go against Jalen in practice for 2 years, how much of a hard time are you going to try and give him now that he's the younger?
To Cade, I got to give him the same treatment I got coming in as a freshman.
Looking at that non-conference schedule, how excited are you about, like, when you see some of the teams on there, like everybody, baller wants to play certain teams and stuff like that?
I'm excited. I can't wait for the UCLA game. That's kind of like a home game against some of the people I know. A lot of my friends who go to that school. The St. John's one. I mean, our whole non-conference is looking amazing.
And as far as conference play, do you guys look at, like some of these teams wanting to exit and stuff like that? I know they're thinking they're improving their lot and stuff like that, but would that be a motivator too? Like, oh, you guys think you're too good, and when you play some.
I mean, I don't really look at it like that. Every team's got to do what they want to do for their better or whatever. But I mean, we're not really looking at that.